Okay, so Comic Call. It's the first one I forgot to. I already forgot to do what I was supposed to. Forgot what I was supposed to be doing. Okay, so it's free previews. You will see a video on it tomorrow. It's already been uploaded because I would have uploaded both videos, but I deleted the original of the original uploaded last video because I forgot to mention something about the comics. This one is one I was most excited for. I mean, before you'll see, but this was like last week I was most excited for, and it's Carnage, Black, White, and Blood at #1. We don't get a whole lot of Carnage, and I feel like that's a character they should focus more. They should give more attention to, because I mean, I think the reason for why they don't, I understand why they don't, is because the character is kind of violent, but I feel like they could focus more on him. Like, I don't think it's the worst thing. He's worse. He's kind of sort of worse than the Punisher, because the Punisher at least kills for a point. Carnage doesn't. But Venom too, like, he was bad before. I don't know. Black Label. I don't know why I said Black Label specifically, but Batman White Knight presents Harley Quinn book 6. Final book in that series. Well, technically, like with DC's and for Marvel, like with Maestro. Well, not like with Maestro. But like with DC, there's going to be multiple series of this White Knight series, of this White Knight, like, universe. It's not like the regular Batman universe. I do recommend that original White Knight book. I haven't got to the sequel yet. It's technically the third one. Batman Black and White issue 4. I think we're getting 6 of these too. I don't think it's much more than that. Maybe 5. This is 1 through 5 issues. This collects Reggie and Me. Collects 1 through 5 of Reggie and Me. I'm not a huge fan of Archie. Not like I hate it or anything, but it's just like, I'm like, eh. I like the Mark Waid run, and the one book that I read of that series. There wasn't one issue, it was like 5 or 6 issues. And I did like the Afterlife with Archie, but that's because it's something totally different. And I feel like I like this. You know, I like Riverdale, the first season. And if it's anything like that, I'll be happy with it. But I don't know. Got it for $6. Yeah, this was kind of the time. This was kind of the day where I just kind of got stuff to get stuff. I got pretty good reviews too. So I feel like if it was like a lame book, they would give it a lower rating than they did. It's Tom DeFalco also, which is pretty hit or miss for me. But I always think of that song from TikTok, and was it TikTok originally? Musically, that hit or miss. I guess I never miss, huh? That stupid song. Trust me, I have never and will never download TikTok unless it's to promote my channel on YouTube, which my cousin says that's a good thing to do. So, and he knows a lot of stuff. Okay, so next one, this one was because I wanted to get more like horror comics. I don't have a whole lot of them. I think the most I have is the Joe Hill ones, and then yeah, because the Lock and Key included. I'm looking at my collection, pretty much, and that's Hotel. It got pretty good reviews, so I was like, why not? And it was $10 for a book that this size, even though it's pretty small, would be $15.99 for Marvel. So I was like, alright. And it was not Image, but this one is, and this collects 1 through 5 of Bitch Planet. The tagline is literally, are you woman enough to survive? So I hope it's not like one of those books that's like empowering women, but it's not really empowering women, it's just talking down to women. You know, like what Captain Marvel is, which I think is also, like, no, it's Kelly Thompson who writes the current Captain Marvel. Kelly Sue DeConnick did that Aquaman run. It got good reviews on Goodreads, but Goodreads also gave Captain Marvel a high rating, so I don't know. I'll look it up. It's $10. This one I was so excited to get because I thought they wouldn't have it. It was half of me. Half of me was like, they're not gonna have it, and half of me was like, they might. And that's because I'd called yesterday because I want to get them. I want to get it on hold because I had this sinking feeling that they wouldn't have it tomorrow unless I put it on hold. Like tomorrow, like yesterday they had it. Let's say yesterday they had it. Well, obviously they did. But let's say yesterday they have it, but right before they close, or I don't know, right before I go tomorrow, that being today, someone buys it. And I just had that thought. I was like, maybe I should get it. I did see this a bunch of times, a few times before. But I looked up the first time, I got 3.7. It was 3.7 out of 5, and I was like, nope, not getting that. Not a good. It's a pretty expensive for at the time for me. I was like, I'll go this book instead and this book instead. But it got pretty good reviews if you look at the books themselves. This is a hardcover collection collecting the entire series which the later later soft covers got really good reviews. But it's just the entire series of AD After Death. It's it's Scott Snyder, Jeff Lemire. Jeff Lemire is like top tier because it rhymes, and so is Scott Snyder. But Scott Snyder is mainly for Batman. He did. What else did he write? What else did he write that was good? I'm sure there's more than his Swamp Thing. I've heard is really damn good, which is also around the same time as when he was writing Batman. But he's mainly known for Batman, and I feel like that's for a reason, or for just for his DC work in general, and also Image. I will admit that first of all, I do want to get back into that Chew series, and second of all, I do like more Image books now. No, not now, but like I always did. But I for Image, I always saw the good over the bad. The bad over the good. And for Boom Studios, because I really liked that Klaus book, and it overshadowed the bad books, or not the bad books in Boom. I haven't like read any bad books from Boom, but it overshadowed the fact that the key fact that I've not read a whole lot of Boom books. I probably read more Image books than Boom books. So I was happy to get this. You know, it's a hardcover collecting the full series. Yes, it's on Interloans, but this is 12 issues, by the way, the 12 issue maxi series. But I felt like it would take me a long time to read it, and it's possible they didn't even have it. So, but they didn't have it. I didn't have it at Newbury today. I would have gotten it on Interloans, and I like that little sticker there. I do like Newbury. They really are keeping up their game, I guess we could say, especially with this book. Now I did notice there's a huge little, but it's more than just a little crease. Like it accounts for more. It's right here, but that's fine. It's hardcover. If it was softcover, I'd be a little bit more pissed off. But this is POS. Now guess how much I paid for this hardcover book. You probably won't get it unless you saw my previous video, which there was no views. I don't think you did. $3.99. That's the same exact price. No joke or anything like that. But that is literally the same exact price. And yes, this was on sale. The book was on sale, but as this skimpy ass book that if I like lean it towards a certain way, you probably can't see it because it's that thin. And yes, this was on sale, and I'm sure it's because it's that bad, but I didn't get it just because it was $3.99. I got it also because it sounded interesting. It's a memoir about this Pierre Parkway guy, and it seemed pretty interesting. No, it's kind of like the dog book. I like dog books. I just noticed. I will admit I did just notice that it had a dog in it. I was flipping through it to make sure it wasn't like, I was like, oh, it collects this many issues of the POS series. And it didn't. It was, and then I saw the back of his picture of his dog, so I guess that should have been a tip-off. But it looked interesting. It was like Ambition. It kind of looked like it was, it's kind of like a more adult book, and it is. It's 17 and up. It's mature audiences. So I think I'll like this one. I hope I like this one. Again, memoir. I like reading about people's lives, apparently. I did really like that. What was the memoir I was reading? There's a reason for that, but that Beautiful Boy movie, and the book is pretty good so far. Again, I've just been getting on the comics. I'll probably just read comics the rest of my life. I would say I have probably read more comics this year and last year than the first. I don't know. But I've probably read. I probably tell you about more comics I've read and more books, like novels that I've read, definitely, at this point. So that's it. That's all the comics. So I went through all of them. That was 12 of them. That was 5 of those. That was... Oh, and this one just seems to be a one-shot. Voice cracked. Yeah, it's just a one-shot, I think. Yeah, that's right, too. I went over that. Which is kind of funny. And that's why it was $10, which it might technically be a comic itself, like a comic issue, but it's not. But yeah, I'm glad with what I got. The POS book, I'm probably gonna end up regretting getting. The Reggie one to a certain degree too. I'll probably read those pretty soon here, just so I can, I'm going back tomorrow, so if anything, I can read the first issue right now. We should break that rule. I don't know why I'm so weird about that. Like, I'm like, oh, no, I can't read the comic I just got. I think it's more for this book. Like, if I read this right away, I'm like, I really paid $3.99 for that. Or $4.99 list price, but I really paid $3.99 for that to read this book that's going to take me 2 seconds to read. But I think I forget that whether or not I read it tomorrow or today or next year, it still will only take me about 20 minutes to read. Hell, I will admit it, and they did see me. They didn't say anything about it. They did see me. I have read comics in the store before. I don't like that I did that, number one, because I kind of wanted to buy the comic. I wouldn't recommend you guys do that unless it's a really bad book, but you just kind of want to see the artwork, or you just want to see the bad parts. And like, let's say it was one bad part in that book, and you just want to flip to that part, then fine. And then your friends like, ha ha ha, look at this funny artwork. And I'm never, ever, ever gonna do that one store that's like, and there was one store that did it, where they cover up all the comics in plastic, even these ones, like these ones more than, these ones. And they say, reading is stealing. It's like, what if I need to make sure, I have no idea whether or not this one was, no, this one I did, because it's on the side. But the Reggie one, first of all, it's covered up. Let's say it's still covered up for the other store. Second of all, I don't think they have it right here anyways, because I think Archie Comics takes up the whole entire, like, this part. How am I supposed to know what issues it collects and or what volume it is if you cover it up? See, for AD After Death, what if I saw Volume 2 soft cover and was like, wait a minute, why is there a Volume 2 soft cover if I just got the hardcover? Because it's like shorter than the soft hardcover, and I couldn't put 2 and 2 together, you know? And of course they would see that as stealing because you're reading the comic. Like, you really think I could have the time to read all of this in one sitting, or would want to? There's a reason why I like it when comics are split up into issues, and you know where one issue starts and the other ends. It's a really weird tick of mine, but it's because I want to read books one issue at a time. Because I read more than one book at a time. You know? So, I don't know. It just, that really pissed me off. It was the store where I got those really old Xbox games, so I was happy to get that. So it's a good store. There was the one thing I heavily disagreed with. And they were a comics and game store. It wasn't just a game store that just so happened to have comics. No, they had more than just video games. They had more video games than comics, but that was because they were just starting. And also, they were in Maine, so I'll never have to go there again. I was like, also, Dad goes to get another boat part. That's the only reason why I went, because he was going to get a part for his boat, and I just tagged along. Well, I had to tag along. He made me go. But it's like, hey, look up stores in the area. I think my mom came up with the idea, so thank you, Mom. Thank you for making that trip bearable. Yeah, that's it. And I'll probably, I don't think I mentioned it, this cut, but this might end up being the last comic haul of the year. Oh my god, could you imagine that? No, of the month of March. And then come April, or end of March or start of April, I'll do my March haul. Probably once April hits, I'll probably do the complete March haul. It's gonna be a lot. I'm so happy about that. Even that Secret Identity Unknown, I got it because it sounded interesting, but I realized just what astral projection was. I was like, wait, I was reading, I think it was Kill or Be Killed I was reading. And they were talking about astral projection. I was like, wait, that's what astral projection is? And I was all the more happy that I got that book. It's also by J.M. DeMatteis, who I do like as a writer. He wrote the best Spider-Man book. I will say it's best. I can full... no, like, restraint or whatever, it says and saying it's my favorite Spider-Man book. Not the best, like, of all time, and if you say it's not the best, then you're the wrong, obviously not. In my opinion, it's the best Spider-Man book. Kraven's Last Hunt. Get the Epic collection. It has more than the softcover does. It's worth your $34.99. Although, it's worth your $34.99. It's worth all the money. Although, I think it's out of print. Because the Epic collection's going to print like that. I almost just snapped my fingers. I can't. So it sounds. Alright, that's it. 14 minutes, nice.